Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of my SimAirport career series. And in today's episode, episode number 2, after the first episode which went down a treat, thank you all for the support. Though I did see some people in the comments, I want this and that game. Do bear with, I'm away in America, so this game's quite easy to go ahead and mass record. Go ahead and still give me your feedback though, because I'll only be away in America for the first 5 episodes of this series, so I will be able to integrate feedback at a later stage. Anyway, so what we're looking at today is we have had, at the end of the last episode, we had our first ever flight. Now, we have managed to get 4 flights booked in for today, and what I did is I basically stopped the simulation. So, our first flight is away. It didn't take long at all, and everything ran really smoothly, just because of our relatively good security and ticketing setup. It allows for a lot of passengers to be processed, which is good. On top of that, though, we are incurring quite high costs, and we really want to make some profits. So we should have another plane arriving in shortly, or I'm hoping we do anyway. The next plane is due in at 9:30. That's concerning, because people should have arrived. Right, there's a person. Okay, so people are arriving now, but that plane is not arriving at 9:30, I'll tell you that. Requires a morning arrival slot, yup, but where is it? So we've got people now through security, which we are going to upgrade this episode, by the way. But they don't really know what to do. And that's understandable. Where is the plane? This could be problematic. It's not this view I'm wanting to look at though. It should have arrived by now. I've got a feeling I know why. I've got a feeling the plane actually can't land on this runway. Oh no, it has. Here it is. It's just very late. Not really at all sure why that is. That is the WestJet 9360, right? WestJet... No. We missed a flight. Or it went really, really early? Because I mean, this plane's in like 2 hours early. Way too early. Alright, this is odd. I'm not at all sure if I can actually take the E195 on my runway. I think that could be the problem. So that's a B737 which has landed. We had a... I've never heard of that plane before in my life. A CRJ 900. And then this evening is also a B737. So that's good to see anyway. Right, it looks like we have... Yeah, we have a lot of customers here waiting, which I don't think are getting on this flight. Some of them might be. Yeah, so some are. Which is good. So we're getting 38 people on this plane, but we've definitely missed a plane. Definitely missed a plane, so I'm not really at all sure what's going on there. Anyway, that's away, and again, a really, really quick turnaround time. So it means we can get a lot more planes into our schedule, hopefully going forwards. So let me go ahead now and have a think and put my head together. So we need to go into operations. With regards to runway, it's not this many I'm wanting though. Though this stuff is very interesting, we will touch on it at a later point. This is what I want to see here. So today, flight status, we have had the... Okay, yeah, so your arrival... Okay, so we've only had 2 planes arrive in, so we did miss a plane. We did definitely miss a plane. Or maybe it doesn't start... I don't think it's actually going to start until tomorrow. Now, the reason for this, if you cast your mind back to the end of the last episode, I originally only put 2 planes into the scheduler. Then I had a gap of a few hours, then I put 2 more in, but I think those 2 extra planes I put in missed the cutoff. So that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone ahead and successfully flown 2 planes. Albeit, I mean, it was a success for what it was. It wasn't that impressive, but we've done that. But it means now that we've gone ahead and we've got started, so this means going forward things should just get that little bit better. Tomorrow we have 4 planes, so really just need to go ahead and work on our profit and loss, and this is what we need to unlock really, really quickly so I can go ahead and track stuff, and for that we require a CFO, a Chief Financial Officer. So let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get one of these guys. We can. So we've hired you, but you actually need a office, which we're going to need to go ahead and build. So let me go ahead and do some research. Requires a CFO with an office. So let's go ahead and build ourselves some offices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the offices in here. We're going to allow for a small corridor, basically up here, though I can't seem to build that. Not really at all sure why. Why can't we build up there? Very confused. Understandably I can't build out there, but why can't I build over here? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and build in this area here, and we're just going to build... I don't think we can get 2 offices in this area, actually, so we'll go for... Yeah, we'll go for that, the 6x6, so the CFO's office can go in there. Not really at all sure why I can't build up here. Too close to... Oh, okay, you're too close to the taxiway. Oh, they've added that in. That's interesting, because before, last time I played this game, you could build right up to the taxiway, which, to be fair, was very, very unrealistic, so it's a good change going forward. Anyway, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I just need to sort of run the game on ×3 speeds, all in all. I just need to go ahead and, because there's not a lot changing day by day right now, I need to go ahead and fast things forwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow for a little bit more storage in here. What I want to do now is I realistically just want to expand this area. But we're going to need to go ahead and start to work towards satisfying customer needs. So we're going to go ahead and add in some benches. We're not going to add a second gate in for a while. So we're going to add in some customer benches for people to sit down on. Then what I want to do is go ahead and add in some just other stuff for them. Maybe we can have some place to eat. I realise I need to reinstate the bathrooms, and that's something I will do, but I don't really have the room right now, so we're going to need to go ahead and save up some money to allow ourselves to do that. So let's go ahead and add in maybe an ATM. Let's add in a... I don't know, just lots of little things really. We can add in a bush. Why not? That will actually affect customer satisfaction. We've not reached the stage yet, but customers have satisfaction for different things, which is very important. Let's add in a drinking vending machine. Let's go ahead and add in an electronics vending machine. Let's go ahead and add in a flight board. That's quite important. Let's add in a food vending machine. And another food vending machine, because they're very important. Flight info kiosk. That's new. Though that is quite smart. And also Flight Info Display XL. That's also new. We'll stick one of them there. Why not? Now, I could add in also another actual proper food kiosk, but then I'm going to need to go ahead and sort out some stocking issues, and we're really just not at that stage yet, so unfortunately we're going to leave it for the time being. I do want to move into kiosks, but this stuff will do. Okay, so we should actually get quite a bit of profit out of this sort of stuff. As you can see, revenue today, $25. So this is where we're actually going to make quite a bit of money too, which is interesting. Food vending as well, these should be good. ATMs, oh, we're actually going to cost, we're going to actually charge people to withdraw from ATMs. I always feel that is a bit of robbery, but oh well, it will do. Right, I'm liking that a lot, and as we can see, this is the first plane of the day in action. What we're going to do is we're actually going to monitor this quite closely. Oh, we're going to need to hire in cleaners soon, aren't we? Because we've got dirty floors. Oh, it looks like we already have one, which is good. But the thing is that if we go ahead and actually look at the time, it's 7 o'clock. That plane landed by 6 o'clock and was out of here by 7:30. So that means as of tomorrow, I'm going to reduce this time to 2 hours we'll allow for, and then we'll have a half-hour gap, and as of tomorrow, the Starjet will come in, and it will also only have, I don't know, maybe till 10:30. So we can start to space flights closer together, and this allows us to go ahead and get more in. This is where we're going to need to start to make our money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to kit out an office. So let's go into zones and let's see what we need for an office area. We are looking for office. Let's go ahead and zone this area. And what do we need? So we need a desk, and we need a chair, and we need fully enclosed. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a door. That's needed. We need a desk, which is fine. We need an office desk. Let's do that, and then we need an office chair as well. So chair, and then office chair. Right, there we go. So that means our CFO, I don't know where he is standing right now. He will be somewhere. You now have an office, once it's built anyway, once the builders go ahead and get that sorted out, which hopefully shouldn't take them too long, and this means now we have a little bit more research into allows you to hire VP of Finance, which also happens. Do I need that? I don't know what I need actually. Let's slow things back down. Let's go into profit and loss. So now we have the cash flow graph. So right, as we can see, the income right now actually we're not going ahead and making much expenditures. The reason this is at 161k is this is expenses, it's not profit and loss. So if we have a look at things right here, as we can see, we're spending a lot of money on staff. That's the main thing, which we can probably cut down on actually quite easily. Transportation as well. Transportation is quite high right now as well, though that's something which you can't really mess around with, so we've got to leave it. Infrastructure is 100, not really at all sure what's that is on. Garbage service, okay, makes sense. Materials has cost me a lot, though these are one-off purchases. Then retail is making me quite a bit of money. Runway fees, terminal fees, and airline fees. So all in all, we're bringing in a total of, I mean, only 2,000 right now. But we're spending 32,000, but you could easily take away 22,000 of that. So our expenses is about 10,000, which staff is too much. So we are going to fire some staff. And then we've also got our net profit there. So minus 29,000, I think we can make that positive very, very quickly. As we can see, we've got people waiting on the 10:30 flight coming in. This is the flight which I thought would land yesterday but didn't land, but it shall today, which is exciting. The customer satisfaction is surprisingly high as well. I think people are quite impressed with our, as we can see, drinks vending machine has done very well today, as of the food ones and the electronic ones, so I'm very, very happy about that. Looks like as well we are doing well with our displays. And that plane had a lot of people, 41 passengers on it, no available runway because a flight is due to land. See, this is the problem. We're going to have just a little bit of queuing, so you should be good to go though. I don't know, is that other plane on approach? Is it going to land? Or I think it's because of the wind conditions. So you just need to wait. So this is why we maybe can't have things too densely close together, because we don't want flights being cancelled. So you're on your way. Not really at all sure what you were waiting on. It was maybe that plane. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but we'll have to wait and see about that tomorrow anyway. Right, okay, so based on that then, I'm actually going to give my planes 2 hours and then a half an hour. I'll give my planes, what, 3 hours each? I think that's probably fair. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's give my planes 3 hours each, 2 of that being on the ground. So that means we can get in one more flight per day, really. We can get in another evening flight, which is exciting. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what we can find. There's no PM flights right now, again, which is a bit disappointing. Let's take in at Aero time. I am tempted to take in a large, but I think we're just going to stick with the B737, just because we know we can take that, which is good. So let me flip this on its head again. Let's stick that into there. We're going to move you up maybe 15 minutes right into the middle there. So it means it's going to be a busy afternoon, but all in all, we should be able to accommodate for it. So that's 5 planes per day with the 1 gate. My worry is the runway, and that's the thing we're probably going to have to upgrade so we can allow for a more intense schedule. Anyway, I'm going to speed things up again and just let this game run a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to start to fire some staff. The reason I got so many security staff is because there's only one, for example, at a bag scanner. But to solve this issue, it is quite easy. We just dismantle some of the items in here. So we're going to go ahead and, I don't know, dismantle this desk here. We're going to dismantle this bag scanner here and this metal detector. We can actually dismantle quite a few of this, actually. So that means if we dismantle all that, that'll all go into storage, which is good. So it's not a waste of money by any means. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have jobs for 7 people. Though again, I could probably actually reduce that. How many staff do we have? Or security staff? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means I can get rid of 2 of yous. So we're gonna fire you. Oh no, does it actually cost me? It costs me to fire people, which isn't good. But in the long run, it will be a saving. Okay, so that should be fine. Then up here, we are going to fire some staff. We are going to get rid of some ticketing desks, I think, here too. So let me go ahead and get rid of that desk, and then this desk here, and then additionally we're going to fire you, and fire you. Alright, okay, so in the long run though, everything is going to be alright. Now that's done, we are basically just going ahead, and I need to let the game to run a bit just so I can get myself a little bit of money. That's what we're waiting on. So even with the reduced security, people are getting through at a fine rate, and now people are just waiting around, which is fine. I really want to go ahead and sort the carpets out, but I don't have the money to do that. That's not my top priority right now. The one day it will be. Top priority is probably getting bathrooms in this terminal after security. However, I need to go ahead and build this expansion here, and that's probably going to cost me quite a bit of money going forward. As we can see, a new plane is in. Looks like we have no first class people queuing, so tell you what we're going to do is we're going to assign 2, and then we're going to also add in coach into that side as well, so it means people can get on and off the plane faster. That's really what I'm looking for. And as we can see, a win-win there. Right, we're going to go ahead now, and I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to cut a little bit of it out, so you're not watching the same thing over and over again, and we're going to jump forward till tomorrow. That is us now mainly through the night, which is good to see. As we can see, we're starting to have people arriving. And I made 1 or 2 changes, so we removed an extra security desk here, or an ID check stand, should I say. That's going to save us some money in the long run. Though as we can see, there are queues, which isn't the best, but hey ho, it is what it is. They're not going to miss their flight though, they are here well on time, which is good. Then on top of that, I've gone ahead and I've looked at doing some more research, but right now, there's no point because that costs money, so we're not going to do that. I've also worked out how we are going to get an evening flight, and that is, we need to add lights onto the runway. Now for that, that costs 25 grand, so it's something which I very much want to do. I want to do all of this, in fact. However, I just don't have the money yet, which is a real shame. Also would like to expand the runway as well. We're going to go for asphalt, but that would be 10,000 per pop. Plus we need to readjust taxiways too, so all in all, it's something which we'll get to, but not right now. Okay, so coming back into the airport, as I said, I removed an ID stand. That meant I actually fired another staff member. So what I'd want to do today is actually not just do any spending and really see where we're at with regards to our profit and loss. As we can see here, things are quite interesting. So staff, I've spent 8k on staff to date. Transportation and infrastructure are the same. Retail's gaining us quite a bit of money though. Runway fees is, and as is terminal fees as well. And today we have a 5th flight in, so I'm hoping today we should make profit. And if we don't, then we'll be very, very close to making profit anyway. I am looking forward to going ahead and, I mean, how much is a gate? I'm not going to need a second gate, but the thing is, we have the infrastructure inside the airport for a second gate. So it is quite possible, but I don't know how much they are. I have another small one which costs 20k. That isn't bad. I am just really, really tempted to take out a loan. We'll see what today really brings, day 5, see how much profit we could potentially make, and then we could look into loans. If I do want to take out a loan, the question is, can I take out a loan? See how much you qualify for by pressing the button. Be careful, frequent credit inquiries can reduce your score temporarily, making it more difficult. So we'll not do it unless we actually decide to do it. But we'll get there in a second. Alright, here we go. So this is the 3rd flight of the day, the WestJet 9360, and it is, all the bags are unloaded, which is good. We are now going ahead. It looks like we can see that buggy car, it pretty much picked up all the bags, which is good. We're now getting everyone to board. So everyone is boarded, that last bag must have got on. And you are scheduled to depart at 2 o'clock, but you're not going to get out, and this is the problem. I think it's because of the winds. Wind is worsening. It seems to be around 13, 14. I don't know what KT stands for, I should probably know this. Something to do with the wind speeds, knots. Or is that... Yeah, it might be actually. I don't know, someone clear that up for me in the comments, but I think if anything goes above maybe 14, then that can be a problem for the planes until I have, for example, some of the runway upgrades. So that might cause some delays. So that's the 4th flight of the day. Now we should be getting the new 5th flight of the day coming in, which I'm quite excited for. How is all this stuff done again? You've done very well. You've made us over $500. You've made us over $500. 75, 195. We might actually see if we can add maybe some more of these objects in. We should very much add in some arcade stuff here. I think let's go ahead and add in a pinball game. I think that's a good idea, because that could make us some money too. I'm just trying to work out ways to really get us money. Why are you not serving people assigned to and coach? Why are you taking everybody? I mean, it does work, but even still. Good thing is that plane got away on time, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the day over. So, did we make a profit or did we make a loss? It looks like we still made a loss. I'm not really at all sure why the staff just cost so much. So, I mean, all in all, we didn't do too bad. With regards to retail, we made 2k, runway fees 4k, and then terminal fees. So, we made 12k, but we're just going ahead and just outputting a little bit too much. Again, we did spend a bit of money on materials, so if you take off that 3k, then we only lost about 6k, which isn't bad. So I think what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and literally spend right down to, or we're going to spend a bit more money is what we're going to do here. What would be the most valuable expenditure? Oh no, you've got to be placed in an arcade zone. Right, okay, let's build an arcade zone. What is an arcade zone? This is a new thing to me as well. Arcades, with help of boredom, minimum size 4x4. You don't need to be enclosed, do you? Nope, it doesn't look like it, which is good. Yep, that works. So you're in there. So that means now as well, actually, if we've got this arcade zone, it's a stupid place for it right now, but we're just going to go ahead and add in some more arcade games. This is a really bad place for it though, isn't it? But it will do for the time being. This is just all temporary. So let's go ahead and stick you in, I don't know, there. And then we've got this other retro game we can stick you up the back there. So that is quite a few different arcade games in. Hopefully that should make us quite a bit of money tomorrow. So that's another profit revenue stream. I just need more flights coming in. So for that, we can either build a new gate, which would cost 20,000, which would then require me to move all of this. Security, I think, could handle it though. But I'm not really at all sure. I think we just want extended flights. I think we want more flights. That's really what we need. So for that, I think we want to go ahead and upgrade this. And we want to go ahead and add in a lighting strip. So we're going to bravely invest 25k in lights. But that should hopefully mean we get interest in evening flights. Though it's not looking like it so far. Which is really, really worrying me. Worrying me extremely. So those runway lights are going on. Oh, that makes me, I mean, I've essentially just wasted 25k there potentially. That does make me very, very worried indeed. Anyway, we're starting to see people use the arcade, which is good. That's made $6 today, which is good. That's made $4. So this will all add up. And again, it's just another revenue stream, which I'm quite excited for. What I can do is probably add in some more seats as well. We need to go ahead and... oh, there's no one there. There we go, that works. I think we need to go ahead and maybe downgrade this again. So what we're going to do is we're going to... let's remove coach from this queue so people will actually go to this queue first. That's what I prefer anyway, going forwards. You can't be assigned to a certain desk, can you? No, it's quite frustrating that way. But anyway, it is what it is. We're now starting to see, I mean, 31,000. We are very, very close to taking out a loan here. Very, very close indeed. I'm not going to be able to make more money by adding in bathrooms, so that's not going to really bother me at all. Adding in new seats, that's not going to change anything either, which isn't good. So it's just really to do all with flying. Oh, we do. We do have evening flights. I think it must have just needed to wait for the actual lighting to be put in, so that is quite important, but we have evening flights, and we can take 2 evening flights easy now. I'm also tempted to take a large, but I don't know if large will fit in small gates. I'm guessing they won't, so we'll have to stick with small for the time being until we build a large, but that's fine. At least I can get 2 more planes in per day, and that should make us more profit. If we've got the staff in for the day and paying 16,000 salaries, they're in all day. They don't go home after the end of their shift, unfortunately. So we have to pay them all throughout the day, so we might as well have flights for all throughout the day. Okay, who are we going to go with? Let's go with one of the airlines we're already affiliated with. and it doesn't actually look like, so Starflight doesn't have anything, so what I'm thinking of going for is Union Air. You've got two small aircraft, they're A320s, somehow you're small, but we'll take both of yous, and we'll go ahead and open up the scheduler once more, which I was just in. Let's go ahead and have a look here. Let's go to the evening. Right, okay, so evening time. We can have you at, I don't know, maybe 8:30 for 2 hours. And then if we go even further back, we can have you land at... have to be probably 11 o'clock, I think. So that means it'll be here from 11 till 1 AM, which is fine. But that means we've got 2 extra flights in, so we should start to see, hopefully, a little bit more profit. That's really what I'm looking for going forward. So I'm quite happy about that. As we can see, the wind speeds are nice and low. So that means as of day 7, we should be making a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money. We should make money. I don't know why I'm saying a lot of money there, but we should make money. Again, I'm still monitoring things quite tight. Today is not a good example because we have gone ahead and retail. We've spent quite a bit of money on retail and materials. Materials being all these runway lights. But as of tomorrow, if we let tomorrow run straight through, it should be good. I'm quite excited for it. There's quite large queues right now, right here, which isn't good. I'm not happy about that. I don't know if people will miss their plane, though. I think we should still be able to process people fast enough. I am tempted to go ahead and bring back another ID stand, though, take it out of storage. But that, again, we're fine. Everyone got through, so as a cost-saving measure, we're not going to go ahead and reintroduce that. Again, frustratingly, yeah, we need, I think we could do with another staff member through here, you know that. Just so people are getting on in time. We should make the departure just and no more. 2 minutes late, okay, 5 minutes late, so it wasn't bad at all. But ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip forward to tomorrow and let tomorrow run, because that's today finished. We know we made a loss today. But we did also spend a lot of money on good materials, because right now we're on negative 29,000, but if you take away that expenditure of 31,000 on materials, we would have made 2k profit. So that is very good to see. A lot of that is down to increased airline fees. Increased retail, not by much though. Very, very little for that matter. Runway fees have pretty much doubled as well, so it's really just the terminal fees, airline fees and runway fees. It's because we're taking in extra planes, which is helpful. Only one, mind you, but tomorrow we'll take in 2 extra planes, totaling 7 with those additional 2 evening flights, which I'm quite excited for. How's this ATM doing? It made a lot of money today. Very much, which I'm very, very happy about. Wow, right. I'm excited for tomorrow, but as I said, I'm going to skip forward until we're probably about halfway through tomorrow. That is us now into day number 7 now, as you can see, and things are going really, really well today. Actually, quite happy with how things are going. Planes are getting through at a really good rate. There's been no delays. If we go ahead and have a look at this, as we can see, there was a little bit of a... it was a 12-minute delay this morning. The plane arrived on time, but it didn't get going. I'm not really at all sure why that was. I think it was to do with some loose passengers, which finally got rounded up. Then this Starflight that came in, it was away by 9:47, and it wasn't to depart till 11 AM. Then again with the 12 o'clock flight, it was in about 20 minutes early, which is very much what I would expect, but again it was away 45 minutes early, which is nice. This current flight that's in here, another Starflight, it arrived again 20 minutes early. That must be sort of the standard thing. The time it gets to the gate, it kind of makes sense. And then it should be about ready to go now actually, so again that's 45 minutes early, which is crazy. So again, I could possibly squeeze the flight times down and go ahead and get more planes in. That's maybe what I'm thinking. I mean, that's 4 planes been to date and only 1 of them was delayed. The others have been pretty much early by at least 45 minutes, if not more. You can also monitor this one here too and see what happens with it. It's looking good so far, actually. I mean, everyone's in queue, which is good. It just depends how quickly you can really process the queue. That's the thing. So you're scheduled to depart at 7:30, but you're going to leave by 7. So you'd await you up again, so another half an hour. So not too bad at all. quite happy with it. And then we've got 2 more flights left, the brand new 2 evening flights, which I'm quite excited for. How are we doing on profit though? This is the big thing, so only minus 3k right now, which is very, very good indeed. Again, it's that staff expense which is costing us a little bit much. But outside of that, we're just about there, which is good. I realise I actually haven't done a lot this episode. I've really not done too much more expansion, but I don't really have the money to do that yet, so times are tough with regards to the economic side of things. But hopefully we are starting to turn around and become, I mean, we're not profitable, but we're very much quite close. One thing I would like to do is actually set the price of my landing and terminal fees, because I could probably go ahead and raise them a slight bit and actually start making money. Though the problem is that I don't know if you can do that off the bat or if you need to do research. Runways. Arrivals and departure, yes. Fuel, that's fine. Maintenance, that's fine. Weather forecast. Commercial pricing, we can. Right, I'm going to go ahead and increase this by $100. And then terminal income per passenger, we're going to have like 25. Going to be quite a sharp rise, but that should help us make the money that we need. Per passenger, that's going to be very, very profitable. So I think the next day we should actually be profitable. The big thing was, how did we do yesterday? We only lost 6k, which I think is actually worse than the day before. If you take out the materials, we actually lost about 4k on day 6. On day 7 we lost... I forgot about taxes. Yeah, you always get taxed at the end of the day, don't you? So, with regards, if we remove taxes, we're only down to 2k loss. So things are looking very much up, ladies and gentlemen. Quite happy about that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is, because I feel this episode didn't make too much progress, I'm going to wrap it up here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run for a bit and hopefully actually start to make some money. I'll get that money side sorted out in my own time. And then for the next episode, we can actually start off with a bit of money in the bank and we can hopefully get some building done. So hope you join me then for that. That next episode will be out in 3 days' time. Again, I've seen one comment saying, where is another brick in the mall? After 5 episodes of this, I'll go back to another brick in the mall, and these 2 games will just alternate until the series are pretty much done. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for this episode. Please leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. Hit that notification bell, be part of the notification squad, and that's all. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.